Hi, welcome to the Get Ready with God podcast. My name is Julie Taylor, and I am your host, and I am not God. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I'm not even a scriptorian. I'm literally just a girl sitting in front of a microphone, hoping God is real. The Get Ready with God podcast is the daily devotional podcast to help you see divinity in every day. Something that happens, I think, in the world of faith and religion is that we can kind of lose the plot a little bit and fixate on things that maybe don't matter as much when you zoom out, or it can make certain things feel like a really, really big deal that maybe aren't as big of a deal. And there's like a lot of scenarios in which this happens. One of those is that, and I know that I've mentioned this here before, but I remember when I was like out of faith, feeling kind of offended that certain people would like label me as a tragedy, label me as a failure, because I felt like I was a really good person and I felt like I was doing a lot of good things and I was really responsible and I was a contributing member to society. I had goals. I was driven. I was doing a lot of good things, but because I had lost my faith as they perceived, I was kind of like a sad story. Like, oh, that's so sad. Oh, poor Julie. That's so sad. And I really always hated being perceived that way. And it has given me a good perspective now to really remember to be cautious of that, to not see people when they leave their religion or even leave faith, to not see them as a tragedy or like, oh, that's so sad. Like, I was driving in my car the other day and I just had this thought about how I think we get it a little backwards sometimes, in that people who have their children all grow up and stay in the same religion as them and follow the same faith traditions, that is seen as success. And if you have children who choose differently than you or wander or leave your religion, it's kind of seen sometimes as a parenting fail. And that is really, really off the mark, in my opinion. I don't think, this is my disclaimer before I say what I'm about to say, I don't think that everyone who just stays in their faith and stays in their religion and sticks with it their whole life and never leaves it is like naive or dumb or wrong or less than. That's not what I'm saying. However, I don't think they're better than either. And sometimes they get kind of put on this pedestal of like never questioning, never doubting, unwavering, always choosing the correct path. And those of us in my camp are kind of seen as like the sad stories, the wanderers, the like less than. And we kind of have to defend our worth and our choices, even when we're really good people doing good things. If we choose to not go to church or choose to leave our faith, it's like we have this cloud over us where it's like, oh, yeah, but, oh, you have 4 kids and you're a wonderful mom. Yeah, but, oh, you got a promotion and you have a good career. Yeah, but, like, it's literally kind of crazy. And I was thinking as I was driving how I almost wonder if there's a way to see it in that your kids choosing different than you and growing up to live differently than you or to leave your faith. In some cases, of course, this is like, I can't speak in these broad terms. Maybe this applies, maybe it doesn't. So either take it or leave it if you feel like it applies to your situation. But I know in my case, I think it's a credit to my parents that I felt confident enough in myself and safe enough in my family and okay enough as a human to push against what they had given me. And I have been a rebellious soul since the day I was born. We know this. I don't like being told what to do. I have a really hard time following anything. And so I do believe that I was divinely made this way. And I believe that my wandering in my path was very divinely inspired. I needed all of it. And I'm really grateful to have parents and to be married to someone who supported that, loved me anyway, didn't make me feel like a failure because of it. Because culturally, I don't think that that's always true. And so I don't know. I have a lot of friends who are, 10, 15 years older than me. And so they have adult children and some of their children are following the faith and some of them are not. And I'm watching them navigate it. And my friends are all setting really, really beautiful examples to me of how to navigate it. And I think they're all doing a really great job. And I'm really inspired by it. But I've realized that like I don't look through it through that lens of like, oh, I'll be a good mom. I'll be a successful parent if they all choose my faith, choose my religion, and do exactly what I think they should do. And I will see it as more of a success, honestly. Not if they don't. Like, they don't need to just go on some path for the sake of going. But for a kid to have enough individuality to think for themselves and to push back and to question and to make their own choices and for them to know that they will be loved and valued anyways. To me, that's successful parenting. Like when I think of my kids' outcomes, that's where the bar is for me, is kids who know they're loved, who want a relationship with me as adults, who feel empowered in their own mind and soul and in their own relationship with divinity to walk their own path and to figure it out. But I can say with confidence, it is impossible to get my personality type to live in a way where I don't have to touch the stove 5 times. It's not just with faith, it's with everything. And so to view me as a failure for being who I am and doing what I need to do would be sad. Would be discounting all of the things that are good about the way that I am. So I know this is rambling kind of around the point, but I just have been thinking about parenting a lot. And obviously I think about parenting a lot. I have 5 kids and I'm kind of in the thick of, you're always in the thick of it, to be honest. But I feel like I'm in an important phase. We're in these tween and teen years, and then there's Sophie too. But I think a lot about it, and I think about, I'm so grateful. I have a lot of people that I can look to model parenting that I get to learn from. I'm the youngest in my family. I'm the youngest in most of my friend groups. So I get to see what they're doing, and so many of them are doing it so well. And I love taking from it, and I love learning from it. And I just was thinking of a lot of them this week as I drove down 800 North in Orem, where I just thought, I hope we can change this narrative that your kids leaving your faith is a failure and them staying is a success, because it's so much more complicated than that. And I really do think in a lot of cases, them leaving is an indicator of your successful parenting. I believe that. And that your personal wandering can be an indicator of personal success. But I don't say that to put down the other way. Just speaking for the other side today. Anyways, put it in your pipe, smoke it, see how you feel. Maybe you don't agree with me. That's okay. Just keep it to yourself. Just kidding. Love you. Bye.